Hi, I'm Gavin Wolpert from BridgeWinners.com. I just got back from the Louisville Nationals where my partner Joel Woldridge and I won the Silidor Open Pairs. I'm going to be making this series of video called Road to Victory, where each video will be one round of our game, and you'll follow us through from beginning to end through ups and downs to see what it takes to win a national event. Joel and I aren't an experienced partnership. We talked over our card 15 or 20 minutes before the game on the first day. We've maybe played 4 or 5 sessions, so as you can expect, we had a few misunderstandings, but we both stayed focused and didn't let bad boards get to us, and you'll see how our roller coaster ride to victory went. So just to give you a perspective on how we're doing going into day 2, on day 1 we had 2 57% games, which left us sitting in 20th. And as you can see here on the carryover chart, since 65 tables qualified, that means that every board will have a 64 match point top, which puts us about a board and a bit below first place going into the day. So the first board out of the box is board 17. I have a 17 count and 5 hearts and 4 spades, a very normal 1 heart opener. Joel and I play 2 over 1, but we use 1 on trump semi-forcing. So 1 on trump here was, I don't have to bid when I'm a balanced hand. Anyhow, the opponents entered with 2 diamonds, and Joel and I haven't discussed what double would be here, but we both grew up in the same era, and really everybody our age plays double here as takeout, so I assumed that would be our agreement, and this is really, I couldn't imagine a more perfect hand for a takeout double. I've got extra values and short diamonds. Whatever Joel does, I'm very happy. So Joel responded 3 clubs. His 3 club bid, it's almost always going to be a 5-card suit, because he's typically just going to preference to 2 hearts to let me play a 5-2 fit. Or if he does have a singleton heart, he might have passed 2 diamonds. Otherwise, since we know he doesn't have 4 spades from the 1 on trump response to 1 heart, the 3 diamond call on my right, at this vulnerability, my opponent's very likely to be stepping out a little bit, and because of my strength of hand, I really think that I'm making 110 in 3 clubs. Since Joel's probably got 5 clubs and 1 or 2 hearts, my points are all extremely useful for 3 clubs. So I really don't want to defend 3 diamonds undoubled and have the person go down 2 for 100, and I lose to all the people who haven't made the same 3 diamond bid. It's very possible that my opponent has bid on a hand that the field wouldn't bid, and so I went ahead and doubled them in 3 diamonds. I feel like I've got almost 4 sure defensive tricks in between the ace, king, queen of spades and the ace of diamonds. They're not sure, but likely. And we're really likely to get 1 more in the wash. So 3 diamonds doubled. I'm on lead. I like to lead trumps against double part scores, and perhaps the trump is the right lead on this hand. I decided that I would just make a high spade lead to see what's going on and figure it out from there. So dummy came down with king third of diamonds, and the rest was pretty garbage. The fact that dummy has 6 points makes me think that East has probably stepped out a little with their 3 diamond bid. And because dummy has 3 little spades, I'm confident that we're going to beat this hand. I know I have 3 cashing spades because Joel doesn't have 4 spades. And I also know I have the ace of trumps, and it's just so unlikely that we're not going to get a trick in the rest of the suit. So Joel and I play upside down count and attitude. And at trick 1 here, Joel played the 5 of spades. Unfortunately, the 5 is the spot that doesn't really tell me yet whether he's encouraging or discouraging. If he has a suit combination like 5-3-2 or Jack 5 little, he would play the 5 as his discouraging card. On the other hand, if he has 5-9 doubleton, 5-9 Jack doubleton, he would play the 5 as his encouraging card. So I don't know, and it doesn't look like it's going to cost me at all to play another spade at trick 2 to figure that out. So I played another spade, and he played lower, so now I know his 5 of spades was discouraging. So the spades must be 4-3-3-3 around the table, because he would never have discouraged with a doubleton spade. This board it was the first board out of the box, and I have to say my defense was pretty ugly. At this stage, I made my first mistake. I played a heart right away, And Joel put up the queen and Declare the ace. So now it looks like Declare has ace king third, or maybe just ace third. Declare now played a diamond, and I won the ace, and I put myself in a little uncomfortable spot. I wasn't 100% on the information that Joel had 5 clubs, although he definitely must have had 5 clubs from the reasoning I just mentioned. And so I cashed my spade, which I knew was going to cash, and now I made a brutal error. This is my worst mistake of the day, I hope, and I played back a heart, and now Declare was able to rise 10 and claim 1 down for 100. Now I felt really bad about my defense. It was terrible. But what I do try to do is I try to make negative things into positive. After the board, I said sorry to my partner, and I said I think it's going to turn out to be a good thing that happened on the first board, because it's going to make me focus much more for the rest of the day. And I think that kept the vibe up after the board, and luckily we did double 3 diamonds and they did go down 1, so surely we're going to get some match points on the board. It actually turned out that we scored above average for plus 100. It would have been much better, but it only mattered about 10%. So on the second board of the round, Joel opened strong 2 clubs, 22 plus, or a big trick-taking hand, and I had a very nice 10-point hand, which pretty much puts me in the slam zone. I bid a normal 2 diamonds waiting, and Joel bid 2-no, 22-24 balanced, and so now it's time to investigate slam. First things first is I always want to explore for a major suit fit, so I start by bidding Stamen. We actually played Puppet Stamen, which asks for 4 or 5 card major. Joel bid 3-no trump, saying I do not have a 4 or 5 card major. So this is a common mistake that intermediate or advanced players make, that over this auction, or over 3 clubs past 3 diamonds, or 3 clubs past anything, 4 clubs is not Gerber, it's not keycard, it's not the same as over 1-no trump. In this auction, was really the only way for me to bid Stamen and then bid my club suit. So 4 clubs is just, I needed to bid Stamen for some reason. Maybe I have a 4-card major, maybe I have a 3-card major that was looking for a 5-3 fit. But now that you don't have any major, I really need to show my clubs. So I bid 4 clubs, and Joel Q-bid 4 diamonds. So I know that he's got a decent hand for clubs. If he had a bad hand, he might have signed off in 4-no trump, or he might have raised to 5 clubs. It's hard to say he has a bad hand because he's got 22 points, but he's going to know if his hand isn't going to fit well with me. If he's got lots and lots of points in hearts and diamonds and no fit, then he's going to sign off. So now that I know he has a good hand, I don't really have any ambition for 7, so I just want to make sure we get to the right slam. At match points, no trumps is very often going to be the right slam, but just in case Joel has maybe ace doubleton of spades, where he's going to need to be able to rough a couple spades in his hand, and that's the only way we're going to make slam, I decided to give him the choice of where to play slam. So, and we didn't have this agreement, but this is another thing from our generation. 5-no trump is just, we always play pick a slam. So I bid 5-no trump, and Joel, instead of picking a slam, actually jumped to 7 because he had a very, very big hand, and we'll see after the opening lead exactly how big his hand was. So Joel here, he had all the key cards except for the king of clubs, and he had a nice concentrated values in diamonds. He had 4 clubs, and he had a doubleton spade. It was, unless I didn't have the king of spades, it was going to be hard for him to visualize us not making 7, and I think he just went for it with all those key cards, knowing that I had enough to bid slam was enough for him to go. So on the 2, he was very happy to see a heart lead, which meant that the king of hearts was onside. He won the jack of hearts, and it turns out it was a pretty good grand slam just looking at the cards, even without the king of hearts known onside, because we actually have 2 chances to make our contract. We could either play ace king of diamonds and rough a diamond, and maybe the queen will come down to throw away our heart, or we could then fall back on the heart finesse. So Grand Slam was a pretty good contract, and 7 clubs was definitely a better contract than 7-no trump. There's no reason to play 7-no trump because the field is not getting to a Grand Slam. So 7 clubs will get us a good score. So Joel won the heart, and he started playing trumps. He knew that if he had three losers in his hand, two diamonds and one heart. So if trumps go 2-2, he can just claim. If they don't go 2-2, he can check diamonds to see if the queen comes down, or fall back on the heart finesse, which is almost surely onside because nobody would really underlead the king of hearts into the strong hand in a Grand Slam. So he did that. He played a second round of trumps, and there was no good news. They showed out. So he drew trumps on dummy just to give his opponents one extra chance to make a mistake. He led the 10 of diamonds, but when they didn't cover, he went up, planning on playing. He just played the king of diamonds, and then as soon as he saw the queen drop, he knew he only needed to use two trumps and dummy, so he didn't even need to repeat the heart finesse. So 7 clubs made, pretty good second board to make up for that first board, and that was round 1. Check back soon for round number 2.